Hello everybody, welcome to another video review. This time of a pretty big set. This is Transformers Robots in Disguise Ruination, a repaint of G1 Bruticus. Let's start with Movor, the shuttle. This is a repaint of Blastoff. He has all the weapons Blastoff did, the two large, his little gun, and the two large attack mode guns, which you can remove. And you can peg the attack mode guns under the wings. He does have landing gear that don't retract. Please ignore any background sound. He does have like an entry burn effect. Please excuse that. Please excuse any background sound you just heard. Anyway, there is a kind of like re-entry burn effect on the back 2/3 of the vehicle mode, but the front is completely pristine, so it looks really weird. But it's not too big of a deal. Anyway, also have Rotor, the repaint of Vortex. He is a dark blue and red helicopter. The blades will sometimes get stuck on the rear fins. You can rotate them forward to alleviate that, but I'm not sure which way is correct. But he has these two minigun weapons for attack mode, and this little gun that pegs in the front. And you have Armorhide. This is the repaint of Brawl, which this guy isn't show accurate, oddly enough. In the show he was gray, but oh god. Oh god. Sorry. Anyway, in the show he was gray, but in the toy he's light blue, which is weird. My presumption is that it was to catch the eye of younger kids who were in the store and looking to buy like a Transformer, get out of the parents. For weapons, he has this small pistol on the top of his turret, as well as this very large double-barreled cannon. His turret does rotate 360 degrees, but it does not raise. Then you have Rollbar, the repaint of Swindle, who has a bit of a light green fade on the front, and a very large cannon. For accessories, he just has the large cannon and the smaller gun. And then we have Mega Octane, who is a very, very long truck, and the repaint of Onslaught. See, for accessories, he has this very large, bright orange gun, and the double-barreled turret. This guy actually has a third mode, which I'll show now. Unclip the front half of the vehicle and fold it back. Extend the rear half and fold it back as well, so it lines up with the front half, and slide it back. Then take this ramp piece, peg it right here. Make sure everything is as tight as possible. Peg the turret into the back of his head. And there you have Onslaught's base mode, which, or not Onslaught, Mega Octane's base mode, which Rollbar can kind of like drive up. It's kind of useless. Anyway, to convert these guys into robot mode, first fold down Mega Octane's legs and flip up the backs. Extend his hands. And then grab the green chest plate from the pile of parts that is set off to the side because they can't be stored anywhere in vehicle mode. Peg it onto his chest. Peg the cannons back onto his back. Give him his gun. And there you have Mega Octane in his robot mode. For Armor Hide, pull that forward a little bit, pull up the tank turret, spin it around, fold out his legs, set him up, fold down the front of the tank, and fold down his arms from it. Take the turret, kind of fit in the back here, and push down on the built-in turret for Armor Hide, if you can get fit right. So that it kind of becomes a mounted over the shoulder turret, and give him his gun. And then for roll bar, fold down the windshield, fold back the hood, extend the back and flip it out, pull out the sides of the car. And give him his guns. There you go. Oh, and one thing I forgot about Mega Octane, he can hold the ramp as a shield. So, I'll give him that. For Rotor, pull out the back of the vehicle, split it, fold back the rear fins. Ow. Don't stab yourself with the landing gear. Rotate the blades around. Pull forwards on the cockpit and push it up. Flip it out. Fold down the sides of the helicopter and rotate them forwards. Push the legs forwards. And while those are on tight ball joints. Then you can peg the miniguns he has onto his arms. I don't know if any of that was on camera. And peg his little gun onto his right arm. There's Rotor. And then, by far my favorite of the set, flip down the tail fin, flip up the wings, extend the back, split the front nose cone, fold it in half, rotate the tips down, fold them down, then peg the battle mode cannons onto his legs, put the little gun in his hand. There we have Movor. And this is the complete Commandos, I think is what they're called. Here is roll bar. You guys see him? He only has articulation in his shoulders, only one axis movement. Here is Armor Hide. You can move his turret up and down, but it's kind of risky because it'll fall off. And he has the same articulation as roll bar. Movor has ball-jointed shoulders, as does Rotor, but his are way tighter. And swivel wrists. And Rotor has basically the same articulation as Movor, except he has no swivel wrists. Mega Octane has outward moving legs and universal joint arms and a swivel at the head. Oh, and don't compress him. Now, to combine these guys, we're going to go with the standard G1 configuration. But first, we're going to take all of their weapons, and I'll show you the remolding that happened to the set. And when I say all of the weapons, I mean everything but Onslaught's back... keep making that mistake. Onslaught's back cannons, and Movor's leg cannons, and Rotor's miniguns. So you have this pile of weapons, and not that. And you make two guns out of these. First you take, I think it's Armor Hide's gun, or no. Movor's gun, and Rollbar's smaller gun and peg them onto Mega Octane's gun. Then you take the larger of Rollbar's guns, peg in the two remaining small weapons, and peg the entirety of Armorhead's turret on the top. There you have the guns for Ruination. For the legs, we're going to just cramp up his legs, push in his arms, and there you go. Just take a foot, hang him down on it, there you go. For Armorhide, fold up his arms, pull back on his turret, fold up his legs, and the orientation is your choice. If my memory serves me correctly, this is how he's supposed to go. So I'm going to go with this. Peg on the foot. There we got the legs. Oh, one more piece to the for this gun. You take his chest piece and peg it onto the back of this gun for storage. Push in his fists, fold his arms back, peg the big thing onto the back of his cannons, and fold his legs out into a scrunched up position. Sorry, you can't see that. Then attach the big chest piece and the head, and attach the limbs. Like that. And then basically convert Movor's arms back to shuttle mode. Fold back the cannons so they're like this. Peg in a fist. Flip out the peg connector. Plug it on. And give him the less impressive of the two guns. There we go. And basically do the same thing with Rotor, but convert his arms back to vehicle mode position. Rotate the miniguns forwards. Flip out the peg from his chest. Peg in the fist. Give him the gun. Oh, god dang it. Fun fact. The original Bruticus didn't have these weapons combining, and they were all just left off to the side. However, Ruination was remolded so he could do so. We got the last piece. And there you have RID Ruination in combined mode. For articulation, he just has basic forward and backward shoulders and wrist swivels. Oh, and head articulation. But he does look really good. And, he arguably has better colors than the original Transformers G1 Bruticus. So do I recommend this set? Well, if you like G1 combiners and you don't already have Bruticus, I'd say definitely go for this. It's very, very fun. And if you prefer the colors, it's also a good buy as well. But there are a ton of color variants of this guy. There is a gray camo version, there's a tan camo version, there's the Japanese version, which basically had all of this gray in like a gold color. And of course there's the original Bruticus, there's G2 Bruticus. There are many, many variants of this toy. So I definitely say get well, I'd recommend any variant past the original G1 because the original G1 was the only version that didn't have this weapon combination. So that's been me. This is highly recommended, and I'll see you all next time.